They promised speed, style, and cutting-edge performance, but these sports cars delivered something else: disappointment. From million-dollar machines that constantly break down to high-tech supercars that feel more like driving an app than a real car, these are 10 sports cars that look like legends but failed hard in the real world. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content, and stick around because number 1 might just be the most heartbreaking letdown in car history. 10. McLaren Artura 2023, Too Smart, Too Soon. When McLaren announced the Artura, people were ready for the future. This was their first hybrid supercar built for the mainstream, combining a twin-turbo V6 engine with electric power to make a total of 671 horsepower. It came with a hefty price tag of around $230,000 and was packed with cutting-edge tech inspired by Formula One. On paper, it was everything a modern driver could want: fast, eco-friendly, sort of, and sleek as anything on the road. But the moment early buyers got their hands on one, the issues started rolling in. The car suffered from frequent software bugs that affected performance, glitchy infotainment screens that froze or acted strangely, and charging problems that left drivers confused and stranded. For a car that's supposed to be on the leading edge of innovation, the Artura felt rushed and unfinished, more like a science experiment than a performance machine. And that's the real shame here. McLaren tried to bring tomorrow's tech into today's roads, but it ended up delivering a car that needed more updates than excitement. Number 9. Rimac Nevera 2022. Speed without soul. The Rimac Nevera isn't just fast, it's one of the fastest production cars ever made. With 4 electric motors and a jaw-dropping 1,914 horsepower, this hyper EV blasts from 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds and costs well over $2.4 million. On paper, it's unbeatable. The numbers are shocking, the technology is advanced, and the idea of driving a car that literally feels like a rocket ship is enough to get any enthusiast drooling. But for many drivers, that feeling fades fast. Reviewers and early owners say the Nevera lacks the emotional connection that makes driving truly fun. It's incredibly quick, but also quiet, heavy, and so digitally controlled that you feel more like a passenger in a high-speed video game than a driver in a thrilling machine. There's no drama, no growl, no soul. And when you're paying millions of dollars for a supercar, you expect it to make your heart race, not just impress your stopwatch. 8. Ferrari F8 Tributo 2020, a Ferrari without feelings. The 2020 Ferrari F8 Tributo had every reason to be great. It packed a twin-turbocharged 3.9-liter V8 making 710 horsepower and could hit speeds that would leave most cars in the dust. It was sleek, stylish, and cost nearly $280,000, so naturally, Ferrari fans were hyped. But once people actually started driving it, many felt like something had gone missing. Sure, the car was fast, very fast, but it didn't sound like a Ferrari. The old, naturally aspirated Ferrari V8s roared and screamed with personality, giving you goosebumps every time you hit the gas. The F8's turbo engine, while technically better in performance, was quieter and more refined, almost too refined. That thrilling edge, that raw emotion that made people fall in love with the brand just wasn't there. For some, it felt like Ferrari traded passion for precision. And while the numbers went up, the fun went down. Number 7. Mercedes AMG GT 2024. New look, same drive. When Mercedes unveiled the 2024 AMG GT, expectations were sky high. This was supposed to be the next generation of their flagship sports car, featuring a new platform, an updated 577 horsepower engine, and a more modern design. Starting at around $170,000, it aimed to combine luxury with performance in a way only Mercedes can. But here's the thing, it didn't feel all that new. Despite the changes, the driving experience felt almost identical to the previous generation. It was fast and composed, sure, but not more exciting or engaging than what came before. And then there was the styling. Some loved it, but many longtime fans felt the car had lost its aggressive character. So with a design that didn't thrill and performance that didn't evolve, the new AMG GT ended up feeling more like a minor update than a bold step forward. And for a car in this class, that's a disappointment. Number 6, Lamborghini Huracan STO 2021. Built for a track you'll never use. The Lamborghini Huracan STO is a wild-looking beast, designed to be a road-legal track monster. It has a naturally aspirated V10 that pumps out 631 horsepower and a giant rear wing that looks like it came off a fighter jet. It costs over $330,000 and was made to dominate racetracks with surgical precision. But unless you own your own private circuit, good luck enjoying it. On regular streets, the STO is brutally uncomfortable. The suspension is so stiff, it feels like you're hitting speed bumps every second. The cabin is stripped down and incredibly loud. It's fast, yes, but almost undrivable outside of a perfect racetrack. Many buyers quickly realize that while the STO looks cool and performs like a beast on the track, it's basically useless for everyday driving. For that kind of money, most people want a car they can actually enjoy more than twice a year. And the STO simply isn't built for that. Number 5, Aston Martin Vantage 2019. Beauty with bugs. Aston Martin's 2019 Vantage had all the right ingredients. A gorgeous design, a powerful AMG-sourced 4-liter twin-turbo V8 with 503 horsepower, and a price point just under $150,000. It was meant to be a more affordable way into the world of British luxury and performance. But under all that beauty, the Vantage had some serious flaws. Owners started reporting constant issues with build quality and tech. Things like glitchy infotainment systems, buggy electronics, and systems that just didn't feel finished. For a brand built on elegance and prestige, that was a harsh reality check. The driving experience itself was solid, but when you're dealing with constant electrical problems in a car that costs as much as a small house, it quickly becomes frustrating. And once the shine of the Aston badge wears off, you're left wondering if it was really worth the headaches. 4. The BMW XM 2023. High-tech headache. The BMW XM was supposed to be a statement piece, a plug-in hybrid SUV with up to 738 horsepower and a wild, futuristic look. At around $160,000, it was the most powerful SUV BMW had ever built. It had big screens, tons of tech, and a cabin that looked like something out of a spaceship. But when people actually drove it, many felt something was off. The systems were so advanced and so layered with tech that it felt like the car was doing all the thinking for you. Some drivers said they felt disconnected, like they weren't in control anymore. The car made decisions for them, changed settings automatically, and sometimes even got in the way of the driving experience. Add in some software bugs and laggy interfaces, and the whole thing became more annoying than exciting. The XM showed us that having a ton of technology doesn't always mean a better car. It can actually take the fun out of driving entirely. Number 3, Acura NSX Type S 2022. Too perfect to love. The final version of the second generation Acura NSX, the Type S, was a supercar by the numbers. With a twin-turbo V6, 3 electric motors, and a total of 600 horsepower, it was quicker and more advanced than ever before. It cost around $170,000 and was meant to be a send-off to the NSX nameplate, and yet, for all its upgrades and improvements, something was missing. The car was so refined, so smooth, and so computer-controlled that it didn't feel exciting to drive. It was more like a piece of smart tech than a high-performance thrill machine. Critics and fans alike said it lacked the raw emotional power that made the original NSX so iconic. It was a car you could respect, but not one you'd fall in love with. And for a supercar, that's the ultimate failure. Number 2, Draco GTE 2020. All hype, no shock. The Draco GTE came out swinging. It promised 1,200 horsepower, 4 electric motors, and a complete rethink of what electric supercars could be. With a price tag of $1.25 million, it aimed to go toe-to-toe with Tesla's Roadster and the Rimac Nevera. But after delays and low production numbers, the reality didn't match the hype. While quick, the GTE didn't outperform its rivals. It didn't change the game, it didn't spark the excitement it promised. And with so few units built, it didn't even make a big impact. The Draco GTE ended up being more of a flashy concept than a real revolution. It showed up late, under-delivered, and quietly disappeared. For a car that was supposed to lead the electric performance revolution, that's a major disappointment. Number 1, Aston Martin Valkyrie 2024, the $3 million letdown. The Aston Martin Valkyrie was supposed to be the ultimate hypercar. Designed with Formula One tech, a naturally aspirated V12, and over 1,100 horsepower, it was set to be one of the most insane cars ever built. With a price tag of over $3 million, it was more than just a car. It was a dream for the world's richest enthusiasts. But that dream started to fall apart fast. After years of delays, the first units finally reached customers in 2024, and they came with a long list of issues. Build quality was inconsistent, the revolutionary hybrid system and aerotech didn't always work right. Many buyers struggled to get the promised performance in real-world conditions. Some cars ended up back at the dealership more than on the road. For a car that took years to build, cost millions, and promised to change everything, the Valkyrie ended up being more trouble than triumph. It's not that it wasn't fast, it's that it didn't live up to the fantasy. And for a hypercar of this magnitude, that's the most painful letdown of all. And there you have it, 10 sports cars that look like winners but left drivers let down. Want to see cars that actually deliver? Check out our video on luxury SUVs under $100K that are worth every penny. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more.